You know, I think as men, we move through life and we don't realize that we can really just do shit. Like, we can really just get up and do whatever it is that we want. We have full control over our lives. We know exactly what we need to do, but constantly we self sabotage. We don't do anything that we're supposed to do. And I'll be honest, like, that's something that I've struggled with for a very long time. It's what's caused me to bounce around between so many different ideas, so many different concepts, and so many different paths. It's veered me off of my path, and like wealth has gone up and down all of the time. And the reason for that is because the nervous system, right? The nervous system is something that a lot of men tend to not understand. They tend to ignore, or they tend to just not even know exists. But that's actually what runs a majority of your life. I had to take a deep dive into that because I'm telling you, I was and still sort of am the man who is overthinking all the time. Like overthink, and I start to notice like people who are dumber or stupid, if you want to call them stupid, like, which means they just don't think, they don't necessarily analyze, hyper analyze things, they just kind of go after whatever it is that they want to do. You notice that they have this like raw dog mentality where it's like they just raw dog life. Whatever it is that they want to do, if they have instructions, they just go do it mindlessly and they get the results, and they keep doing that over and over again. And then you have men like maybe you, or definitely me, where it's like you limit your potential by just overthinking everything, overthinking why something wouldn't work. You have a really good idea, but you don't ever put that idea out there. You never take action on the idea because why? You overthink, right? You constantly are trying to figure out why it's not going to work. And as I started studying the nervous system, I started to realize that's actually why a lot of the issues that we have happen. Right? Because the nervous system is programmed for safety. So it's always going to find the safest route for things. So for example, you have an opportunity that starts to make you money, right? What is, if you have a dysregulated nervous system or an unregulated nervous system, what it's going to trigger, and it's all like neurological, right? All it's going to trigger is for you to sabotage that opportunity because it's way too dangerous. It's too risky. It's too unknown. And so when you get to that point, you start to realize it's the nervous system. The reason why nothing works for you right now is the nervous system. It doesn't matter, even if you have money. Let's say you're not in shape, right? Like, what you don't realize is not going to the gym, not training heavy, not pushing yourself is actually destroying your nervous system. It is. Because the more heavier you lift, the more of a risk it is. That's why you may be risk averse to going to the gym or training or anything, because you want that safety, you want that comfort. And that all comes down to the nervous system. That all comes down to like how your nervous system is perceiving the activity that you're going to do. You have to almost trick your nervous system into believing that everything is just easy and safe. Everything, you can just do shit, bro. That's the mentality I want you to have after watching this video. And I guarantee you'll start seeing results in your life. Because even for me, I start to see more results when I just don't give a fuck. Like, I just go do shit. I don't overthink. I don't go look to other people's for instructions. Like, I chronically go on ChatGPT and ask it all of these doubtful questions, thinking that it's smart. And I remember I asked ChatGPT, well, why do you think I'm doing this? And it's like, well, because you don't fully trust yourself, right? And then I went ahead and analyzed, well, why, right? And it's like your nervous system. Your whole nervous system is fucked. And you have to be able to up-regulate your nervous system to be able to make sure that you can actually start to take those risks so that you can get out of your comfort zone. And a lot of us don't want to do this. And so we start to watch all these 19-year-olds who don't give a fuck, who don't have a perceived sense of safety. They don't care about safety. They just kind of go out and do whatever they want. They go to the gym. They keep shit simple. And that's the other thing, keeping shit very simple. Because the more complex you make something, the more your nervous system will literally start to signal like, this is something that's risky because it's unknown, because you didn't keep it simple, and it'll literally self-sabotage that. So we self-sabotage ourselves because we constantly go and we see how difficult something is, and our nervous system basically shuts down and tells us not to do it. Why? Because we've overcomplicated the process. Whereas there are people who are less smarter than you, literally dumb people, dumb, quote unquote. They're not dumb, they're intelligent because they're getting exactly what it is that they want. They just don't have time to realize why. And the reason why is genuinely because they're able to literally go in and just simplify everything. Like, starting a business is super simple for them. They don't go through courses. They don't go through any of that shit. They just say, oh, I want to start a business. I have to find something that people want, be able to create it for them, and then deliver it to them. and I have to create content around that thing that's going to get the people interested to buy that thing. That's all they think about. They don't think about funnels. They don't think about complicated structures. They don't think about copywriting. They just go try shit and then they iterate over time. So they literally trick their nervous system into thinking everything's easy. They can just do whatever the fuck they want and they get everything that they want. I do believe now we live in a society like this world now is all about how stupid can you be? Like how raw dog can you be? And I found that even on YouTube. Like when I first started, it was all about like posting mindlessly, like just posting whatever it is that I wanted. I didn't care about the title. I didn't care about the thumbnail. I just posted. And then as I started to overanalyze things, as I started to expose myself to other people, seeing other people pulling in bigger numbers, seeing how they structure their titles, how they structure their thumbnails, all of the shit that I wanted to do started to plummet because I started overthinking. I stopped posting every day because I was overthinking, well, what's the next best thing to post? And you guys see, like when you look into the poll, I asked a lot of polls, right? Because I'm trying to basically find the answer from other people versus finding the answer from myself. And that's the one lesson you have to take from this is everything that you need to do is all inside. All of the shit that you want to accomplish, you already know what to do. You just have to go do it. You're overthinking and you're underperforming. You're under executing. And that's why you feel nervous. That's why you feel like nothing's working. That's why, like, going to the gym is a good example, right? Since a lot of you guys initially followed me for that, I'll give you a good example for that, right? When you go to the gym, a lot of people overthink and they try to create these complex like movement systems and they try to create these complex diets and shit. When in reality, if you kept it simple, you go to the gym, you lift heavy, you lift till failure on every set, right? Go as heavy as you possibly can safely. And you hit every muscle group, you do every compound lift 3 to 4 times a week. You eat a whole foods 80% of the time, right? 20% of the time you can eat whatever bullshit you want. I guarantee you, all of you guys would be in the best shape of your fucking life without thinking too hard. That's it. All my clients that I've worked with, they've literally gotten massive results because I simplified the system for them. I remember when I first started coaching people, I would overcomplicate everything, and their nervous system would just shut down and they just wouldn't do it. But the more that you make shit appear easy in your brain and you trick yourself into thinking that everything's easy, have this mental model of you can just do shit, bro. You can just get up and just do shit. You can get up and just go make money. You can get up and just go get in shape. You can get up and just go talk to the girl. Who gives a fuck if she doesn't like you or rejects you? Who cares? Don't overcomplicate it. Don't go look at different cold approach systems. I see guys doing this shit all the time. And I say my success in dating has always come from the fact that I just undercomplicated shit. I did not give a fuck. It was, in my mind, it was easy. It wasn't something overcomplicated. But the minute that you complicate it, what happens? Your breathing starts to get shallow, right? That's part of the nervous system. Your breathing gets shallow, fight or flight. And it feels like it's dangerous. And so you start underperforming to self-sabotage to get out of that situation. And that's the problem that I think a lot of men have is that their nervous system is so deregulated that their reaction to shit is basically fight or flight avoidance, survival mode, right? Most men are living in survival mode right now, and that's what they want you to be. They want you to be in survival mode because you can't think clearly. You're never going to execute. You're just going to be doom scrolling, watching everybody else, figuring out how this person made it, how this person made it, how I made $100,000 a month, how I lost 20 pounds in 90 days, how I did this, how I did that, versus how the fuck do you do it? Go figure it out by action. Go put yourself out there. How I got 100,000 subscribers in a year. Bro, go do it for yourself and figure it out for yourself. You'll have way more fulfillment doing that shit, taking action, versus going out and trying to overanalyze shit that does not need over. There's very few things in life that need overanalyzing. Very, very few things. And I'm telling you this right now, if you can dial in your nervous system, focus on your breathing, making sure that I've started to do this now, box breathing. Breathe in for 7 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, breathe out for 7 seconds, breathe back in for 7 seconds. Do that shit just monitor your breathing, right? It tricks your mind into thinking it's calm. But the minute you start getting stressed, you start shallow breathing and you're breathing 1 second, 1 second, 1 second up, 1 second down, 1 second up, 1 second down, shallow breath, shallow breath, shallow breath. And you start to panic and you just completely just fold. And that's what I'm telling you. If you can monitor that, if you can raw dog life, if you can literally fuck life without a condom on, bro. Like, shit will start to work better for you. You stop thinking and you start doing, and you start realizing I can just do shit. I have the ability to just go and try shit. Doesn't matter if it works out or not. I can go and try shit, and I'll actually learn a lot more than over analyzing, sitting and just mentally masturbating on what the fuck it is that I need to do. That's all you have to really do. So what I did moving to Romania, 2 weeks, bro. Literally, I didn't overthink that shit. If I overthought everything, I wouldn't have even done it. I just said, look, I want to move here. I'm just going to go do it. I'm going to figure out a way to go do it. And I figured it out. And I got here. Without having to think too fucking hard. Without having to think about all the complexities of shit. For some reason, life tends to respond better to you when you stop thinking and you just start doing shit. Like this video, I literally had this thought right now and I just turned on the camera and just started talking. Guarantee you this shit does better than any other video that I do because I didn't think too hard. I wasn't trying to create something. I just am. And that's what you need to think of as I'm just me. I can create whatever it is that I want to create. I can make whatever money I want to make if I just go do shit. If I stop self-sabotaging myself by overcomplicating everything. If I just stop giving a fuck, I can just do shit. That's how it works. And if you don't believe me, just try it for yourself. One day, just go out and just mindlessly do shit. Pick up the camera, say some shit on TikTok. Pick up the camera, say some shit, post it on YouTube for like 30 days straight. And tell me your life doesn't fucking change after that shit, bro. Tell me. Create an offer. Sell some sort of service. Sell some sort of like transformation that you've made. Coaching. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Put it out there that you have it. And tell me you don't start getting people that want to buy into you. That's how this life works. You can just do shit if you just do shit. So I hope this was valuable for you, man. If you're interested in tapping in with me more, links will be in the description. But honestly, I made this video because this is genuinely why I've made the biggest transformations that I've made and why I always retract back, because I always lose this sense of raw dog energy where it's like, just go do shit. So I don't want you to fall into that same trap. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the next video.